What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jason with JCS Reefing, and it is December 2022. It is about a week away from Christmas, so I figured it would be a good time to do probably the end of the year run through on the 150-gallon tank behind me and kind of let everybody know what's been going on. So let's take a look. So this is the 150-gallon reef tank as it sits now here in December 2022. We are about a week away from Christmas. And if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to get notified of future videos. And if you've been to this channel before, welcome back. In the previous video, I was going through some aptasia issues, some levels that were off. And since I've just kind of stuck with my water changing and actually added a few new additions to the tank. So while we get a little bit closer and take a look at some of the things that have been added. Now, as far as the additions to help combat some of the aptasia issue that I was having, I did add a copper band. He was in a 20-gallon tank for about 2 weeks trying to get him to eat. I used Celcon and various types of live food. And as you can see now, he's been in this tank for about a month and he's been picking at rocks and doesn't fully eat the food I put in there, but does pick off of the stuff that's left on the bottom of the glass and the rocks. On top of that, I did add a purple tang, and this guy is pretty big, got a really great deal on him, and I just really couldn't pass him up on one of the local fish shops here in Houston. And they had one of their anniversary sales, and yep, so that was it. Scooped them up real quick. I added another Anthias, which now I have 3 females and 1 male for those fish. And then I also added an aptasia eating filefish right here, which he's been in here probably since the last update, which was about 2 or 3 months ago. So this has all been helping with some of the aptasia issues that I was having before. I had aptasia growing inside the colonies of the zoanthids. And as you can see, many of them have been taken care of. I don't know specifically if it's from the butterfly fish, the aptasia eating filefish, and I've also been using some kalkwasser paste and turning off the flow and letting the tank sit after I cover them up for a couple hours with just the returns running. Now, as far as corals, I did add all of these corals here. Same sale. I had like I said, they had an anniversary sale here in Houston at the aquarium place, and all of these corals came from there with the exception of the purple one in the back. That came from Worldwide Corals, and this maroon looking, I believe it's a Favia or something right here. Those came from Worldwide Corals when I visited Florida, and everything is doing pretty good. This one has kind of receded kind of on this side right here a little bit, but hopefully it'll bounce back. So as far as corals, like I said, everything coral wise is doing really well. Fish are healthy, fat, happy. This Monopora is really starting to grow pretty large. Kind of doesn't do justice on camera, but and I did move over some of the other corals over here and just kind of stuck them over in the corner. Hopefully they'll start to encrust down. And then also have the Duncans. Yeah, just everything has been doing really well, knock on wood. I did up my water change once a week now. I do 20 gallons once a week, so it's not a ton, but it is enough to just kind of bounce everything back and put the levels back. I'm not sure if this acra was in here the last time I made a video, but I did buy this colony and stuck it kind of in the back there, and that seemed to be doing really well. This one is really starting to take off. It's one of my favorites as it's growing out a little bit, so I might crank my lights up just a little bit more. But I'm not entirely sure what it is. Like I said, I am terrible with coral names. I should really write all this stuff down, which I will in the future. So maybe that just might be the way that it grows. Rather than grow upward, it kind of grows out. Now I did also add this hammer. Some side of it right here has been being picked on, and I'm not entirely sure what fish it is. It could be the copper band, it could be the aptasia filefish, which they're known to kind of nip at some corals. But in my case, I'm really trying to combat the aptasia. So I do have a 15-gallon Nuvo Fusion that I bought. That was like $100 on Innovative Marine's website. And I picked that up basically just because I've seen fish, or not sure who's doing it, but fish are definitely nipping at this coral, and they are also nipping at this one as well. As you can see the edges, and I've caught, I've caught the purple tang actually nipping at this, which is kind of strange, but it definitely was. So these two corals might come out, and I might put them in the 15-gallon Nuvo that I bought, just so they don't completely eradicate with what fish is nipping at it. Now I do need to sit at night and kind of figure out what fish, because most of the time you can catch them at nighttime of what fish is nipping at the corals. And then the Hollywood Stunner is growing very well. It's known to grow really well, so yeah, so that one's taken off. I had to move it away from the glass a little bit. You can see it curled up there because it was getting too close to the glass. So I did move that kind of back into this corner. Now for anyone that is new here, what equipment is being ran on the tank, we'll do that rundown real quick. It's 4 Ecotech Marine Gen 4s with the diffusers on the light rail. I have 4 MP40s, 2 on this side of the overflow, 2 on this side of the overflow on the back side of the tank. I have one wave pump on this side, and then like I said, I have 1 wave pump on this side of the tank. As far as the filtration goes, it's a Bashi Sump Smart Series. I use a Reef Bright LED right here for the mangroves, and then also rotate with the grow light from Neptune's that's kind of dangling. These are actually starting to grow way too big. I'm gonna have to pull these out. I actually have 6 new ones that are acclimating as we speak in the garage. So once those get fully acclimated to salt water, I'm going to transfer those 6 into here. I'm going to pull these 4 or 3, pull these 3 out and put them probably in that 15-gallon Nuvo Marine that I bought, probably with some of the soft corals that some of those fish have been nipping at. So as far as the skimmer, it's a Bubble Magus. I just cleaned this, so it's not fully tuned right now. It's still kind of working its way back. Return pump is an M1, and then the Neptune Apex. And then as far as the UV, it is the Aqua Ultra Violet UV. Okay, so that's going to wrap up this video. So as far as this tank for what is to come, now I'm not 100% sure, but my wife does want the tank moved from here to this wall right here. Excuse the mess for decorating for Christmas. So if I'm going to move this tank from here to there, my thought is get a new tank. So get a new tank, leave this one running, and slowly move stuff over to the other tank. Now what that tank might be, I'm not sure. So be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to keep yourself up to date to see what the future might bring. Now this is probably going to be the last video for the year. So like, comment, subscribe. Happy holidays to everybody and happy reefing. Cheers.